A group of hopeless romantics falls for the charms of a businessman who sees them as nothing but tools for his games. Franz joins Leopold in his home even though he's supposed to go on a date. He worries that his girlfriend Anna will get mad if he doesn't show up. He shares that they plan to get married but want to find an apartment first. With that topic in mind, Franz compliments the businessman's home, but Leopold claims he doesn't like the place. The guest then asks his host to drive him back since the bar where they met is far. Leopold simply says that he will do that when the time comes. Soon, while drinking together, Franz wonders if the businessman is married, so Leopold says no. He shares that he used to live with a woman, but she couldn't adapt to his ways, so she left. Still, Leopold claims that he loved her. When he asks if Franz loves his fiancée, the man just says that they get along well. He thinks that emotions aren't important since he's more interested in books, theater, and art. He doesn't talk about these things with his girlfriend and is not even interested in being physical with her. In contrast, Leopold recalls that he and his ex-girlfriend were passionate. He then comments that Franz seems to be someone who feels delighted about being alive, which the younger man confirms. Suddenly, the host invites him to play Ludo since games help him understand people. With that, the two play as they continue to get to know each other. However, when Franz keeps losing, he gets pissed and throws the board away. He admits that he hates losing, recalling how he used to get mad when his team at the boarding school lost games. Interested, Leopold asks him about his time in boarding school. Franz says he hated it, but his parents divorced when he was young, so it was the only option. The host asks if he loves his parents, and Franz admits that he only loves his mother but hates her new husband. Franz then shares that he plans to have children with Anna and wants to give them a real home like he wanted before, but he admits that he doesn't really get along with kids. Suddenly, Leopold asks him if he's ever been with a man. This surprises Franz, but the host continues that he's interested in his guest. Franz admits that things happened during boarding school, but nothing intense. His roommate sometimes became interested in physical activities, but he wasn't into it. Despite this, he's had dreams about a man with a coat getting into bed with him. Hearing this dream, Leopold then admits that when he was still with his girlfriend, he also had relationships with men. His times with them were more exciting than when he was with women. This makes Franz wonder if the man wants to be with him, and Leopold doesn't deny this. Interested, Franz allows the older man to kiss him. Soon after, he waits for his new partner and finds him wearing a coat, just like the man in his dreams. 6 months later, Franz is happily living in Leopold's apartment. He cleans himself up meticulously, ensuring that he looks his best when his boyfriend returns from work. When he arrives, the man hurriedly helps Leopold get comfortable, but the businessman seems cranky, claiming that he's tired. Still, Franz is patient with him and goes to make him a drink. However, Leopold complains about how loud he walks, as if finding any reason to pick a fight. Franz weakly tries defending himself, but the man is insistent about criticizing everything he says. Despite this, the younger man accommodates his lover's needs. After dinner, Leopold still makes comments about Franz, making the man think that he doesn't want him anymore. The businessman insists that he still does and defends that he just wants his lover to be nicer when he gets home from work since he's stressed. Franz suggests going to a doctor, but Leopold reveals that he's leaving again soon, so he won't have time. He complains that he's lost touch with work, so he's trying to make up for it. Despite their arguments, the two agree that they still enjoy their time together. This lightens up their mood, and Franz declares that he doesn't want to be with anyone else. He's sure that Leopold will eventually find someone to replace him, and when it happens, he won't know what to do. This offends his lover, who asserts that he hasn't done anything to make him think that way. Later, the businessman packs up for his trip while Franz lists the chores he'd done around the house. Despite the man's efforts, Leopold finds something to complain about. Again, Franz takes this quietly before announcing that he's gotten a job at a publishing house. When his lover doesn't react much, the younger man expresses that he's not feeling well to get his attention. The two join each other on the bed, where Leopold shares that he's indirectly killed someone. A customer took his own life, and he feels guilty over it. Because of this, he'd been a wreck at work, and his co-workers made fun of him for it. Leopold shares that he canceled the man's insurance. Franz thinks that doesn't make him responsible for the customer's death, but Leopold is guilty since the man was old and had been saving money for years. He ended himself over money since he had nothing else, not even a family. Franz still insists that it wasn't his lover's fault. To make him feel better, he points out that today marks their 6 months together, so he urges his boyfriend to celebrate. The two soon share a kiss and drinks. This time, Franz takes control and orders his lover to get ready for him while he cleans up. Moments later, he returns to the bedroom wearing the coat, having switched roles with Leopold from their first time together. The following day, Franz answers the door and finds a woman looking for Leopold. Since the man is still asleep, Franz invites the woman to wait for him inside, but she refuses. Instead, she asks the younger man not to tell Leopold that she's been there and leaves. Once Leopold is awake, Franz quickly tends to him, but the man remains impatient, claiming that he didn't sleep well. He insists that their bedroom isn't big enough for them, so he reminds his boyfriend to search for a better place. Franz mentions that he's been looking, while Leopold just complains that he's not searching hard enough. The younger man tries to remain optimistic and later dances to music to uplift his spirits. However, this bothers Leopold, so he yells and threatens to move out. The day continues with the businessman getting ready for his trip. Franz tries to appease him again with a poem, but he dismisses him, claiming that he doesn't have time to read it. Again, this leads to an argument where Leopold criticizes everything Franz says. Having had enough, Franz starts making snarky comments about his complaints. When Leopold tells him to leave him alone, the younger man declares that he'll just leave for good. Unthreatened, the businessman calls on his bluff. Seeing that the man doesn't care, Franz starts packing up. When he checks on him, Leopold asks if this is the end for them. Franz doesn't think their relationship can continue anyway, since he loved the man, but he never really cared for him. As if compromising, Leopold asserts that they're great together, but just can't live together. He asks the man to think over their relationship while he's away so they can work it out. Still, Franz gets ready to leave, and the businessman doesn't stop him. With his bag packed, Franz approaches Leopold, asking if he doesn't care that he's leaving. Leopold insists that he cares, but the man won't believe him. He also reminds him that he has to put his work first, otherwise he won't get ahead of his career. Realizing that there's nothing but animosity between them now, Franz can only cry. Despite this, he ends up staying at Leopold's apartment since he has nowhere else to go, though he keeps the man at arm's length. Soon, he receives a call from his ex-girlfriend, who wants to visit him. This brings a smile to his face. Later that day, Leopold leaves for his business trip, so Franz has the apartment to himself again. Bored, he looks around the businessman's desk and discovers a gun. With this, he imagines taking his own life but doesn't proceed. The man continues to mull over his broken relationship until, finally, Anna arrives. She finds him crying on the floor, so she worries that he's unhappy, though he insists that he's okay. When he questions what happiness really is, Anna suggests that it's being satisfied like they were. However, Franz thinks they weren't happy before. He believes he could have been happy with Leopold, but he's not sure anymore. Anna asks what happened, so Franz recounts the man suddenly started complaining about everything he did. Not wanting to discuss things further, Franz asks about Anna's life. She reveals that someone wants to marry her, but she wanted to see Franz before accepting the proposal, since she's still in love with him. Anna begs him to reconsider getting back together, but he insists that he loves Leopold. Heartbroken, Anna later points out that they met exactly 4 years ago. This makes Franz laugh since he finds her recalling it too sentimental. Anna reminds him that they used to celebrate this day, but now he's completely changed. Franz comments that the woman also changed, but for the better. He suddenly wonders if she really enjoyed being intimate with him, so she assures him that she did. With that, Franz declares that he still likes her, so they kiss. Soon enough, Franz enters Leopold's bedroom with a coat on while Anna waits for him on the bed. The following day, Anna starts fantasizing about the family they can build together, so Franz plays along, adding that he wants to have 2 sons. However, he suggests naming them after Leopold and himself, so Anna tells him to stop thinking about the man. She invites him to leave the place, promising to find an apartment for them. She even offers to let him pursue his artistic hobbies, but the man points out that he'd have to find a real job to provide for them. Anna reassures him that she already has one and is just using her vacation days to visit him. Franz reminisces about traveling to Greece with Leopold, and again, Anna asserts that he should forget about the man. The two spend the rest of the day in the apartment as Franz ponders his choices. Eventually, he decides to be with Anna, though he worries about what to tell Leopold. The woman suggests leaving a letter for the businessman, and Franz agrees. Realizing that he'll leave for real this time, Franz admits that he couldn't do it alone. Anna promises that they can make it together, but the hesitant man asks to stay longer since he still loves Leopold. While they're there, someone rings the doorbell. Anna answers it, and the woman Franz saw before is stunned to see the younger lady. After collecting herself, the woman lies that she buzzed the wrong door and leaves. When Anna returns to Franz, she finds him crying again, so she encourages him to move on. The next day, the two start packing up, only for Leopold to return early and catch them. Anna declares that they're moving out, but Leopold laughs at this and orders Franz to make him coffee. The man does as he's told, leaving his girlfriend with his ex. Anna tells Leopold that they're getting married, but the businessman doubts that Franz will go through with it. While he touches her bag, he asks if Anna loves Franz, and she insists that she does. When Franz returns, he's confused to find them laughing together. Leopold starts questioning him about moving out without saying goodbye, but the younger man dismisses them. Suddenly, someone rings the doorbell again, and the woman from before runs to Leopold's arms. At first, he doesn't recognize her, but Vera introduces herself, triggering his memory. The man introduces Vera to the others and openly shares that she used to be a man, much to the woman's discomfort. Franz realizes that she's Leopold's ex, and Vera confirms, adding that she didn't want them to break up from the start. Leopold suddenly declares that Vera likes it when he binds her, the same way that he does with Franz. The younger man accuses him of humiliating them, so he tells Anna that they're leaving. The woman, however, is entranced by Leopold's charms and wants to stay. Franz tries to leave alone, but Leopold and Anna stop him. This angers him as he realizes how Leopold can easily manipulate them. The businessman argues that Franz loves him, but the man tries to dispute this by pointing out how he and Anna had been together for the past 2 days. Despite this, Leopold thinks that Franz learned to be better in bed because of him. Anna giggles at this, entirely under the man's spell. In contrast, Vera sees tension between the trio, so she asks to speak to Leopold alone. The man refuses, promising that she'll have her turn. Seeing how he's charming the other two, Franz remarks that the man is treating this like a game. The unashamed businessman puts his arms around the ladies, flaunting how they're enamored by him. With utter disgust, Franz watches the ladies tend to the older man. He orders them around, and despite his rudeness, they happily do as they're told. He tries ordering Franz too, but the man has learned to refuse him. After enjoying music together, Leopold orders his companions to go to the bedroom. The ladies excitedly rush there, but Franz hesitates. He asks if Leopold needs him, still seeking the man's approval. However, Leopold argues that the younger man needs him instead. With no choice, Franz promises to follow them shortly, so the businessman joins the ladies in the bedroom. Soon, Franz peeks into the bedroom and finds the trio together. This confirms what he means to both the man he loved and the woman who wanted to marry him. He soon confronts them and shoots Leopold, but this is only in his imagination. Instead, he grabs a bottle from the closet. Meanwhile, Vera realizes how Leopold is only focused on Anna. Heartbroken, she steps out and finds Franz crying on the floor. The two conclude that their shared ex just wants someone new. Though Vera notes that he wasn't like that before, she shares that she got dumped and wanted comfort from Leopold, but he didn't care. Vera suffered because of the man, and she couldn't move on from him because she had become his creature. When she met Leopold, she was young and starved for love. He taught her everything she knew about romance, and she felt like she really existed for the first time until he stopped wanting her. She changed herself physically, since he once told her that he'd marry her if she were a woman. This reignited his interest, but it was short-lived. Despite all that, Vera still loves him, and Franz feels the same way. Seeking comfort, she asks him how she looks, and he assures her that she's beautiful. Vera suggests they do something together, but he reveals that it's too late since he poisoned himself. Horrified, Vera asks why, but Franz just asks for the phone and calls his mother. He admits what he'd done, but asserts that they can do nothing to save him. He just uses this time to thank his mother and say goodbye. After the call, Vera comments that his mother is heartless, since she didn't try hard to stop her son from dying. However, Franz demands to just die in peace. His temper makes Vera think he's turning into Leopold, so the man accepts that he's the man's creature too. Soon, Franz lays on the floor quietly, and Vera stays with him until he passes away. Mournful, she calls the others, declaring that the man is dead. When Anna finds out, she grieves as she still wanted to have a family with Franz. Coldly, Leopold shushes her and orders her to go back to bed. After pushing the grieving woman away, Leopold watches Vera cry over Franz's body. She suggests calling the police to collect his body, but Leopold tells her that they'll do that later. For now, he orders her to go to bed, promising to join them later. Vera claims that he doesn't need her there, but Leopold asserts that she needs him. He then steps over Franz's body as if he was merely an item on the floor before heading to the bathroom. Devastated by Franz's death and how she still can't say no to the awful businessman, Vera attempts to open the window to jump to her death. The window is stuck, preventing her from finding freedom from Leopold's grasp. Subscribe to watch more videos like this, turn on notifications, and leave a like to help the channel out. Thank you for watching.